married for 4 years. This year, Amy finally had time to go see the Northern Lights with me. We booked flights to Norway. Right before the trip, Amy canceled last minute. She had a sudden work trip, said she'd go with me next time. The next day, videos of Amy with her first love went viral. In the video, the pink auroras made the couple look otherworldly and romantic. Some eagle-eyed viewers commented, "Was the man crying when he flashed on screen?" Before I turned 30, I wanted to see the Northern Lights. Finding out Amy wouldn't go again, I quietly booked a solo flight to Norway. In the snowy city, I saw the two hugging close. Frank wrapped his arms around her neck, his cheeks blushing as he leaned in. "Thank you for taking me out. The Northern Lights are so beautiful," he said bashfully. Amy softly giggled, circling her arms around his waist. "As long as you're happy." My fingertips felt cold, but I wasn't giving up. I sent her a video call. In the dark, the woman's phone screen lit up. She glanced at it, frowned, and dismissed the call. I kept waiting on the other end, not hanging up. Frank peeked at the screen, innocent and genuine. "Is that Johnny? Why aren't you answering?" Amy tousled his hair. "I won't answer. It'll ruin your mood if he starts asking questions." Frank chuckled, playfully hugging her. The snow was blinding. Felt like it burned my eyes. That night, Amy finally texted back. "Was in a meeting, what's up?" I stared at the phone for a long time, lost the urge to question her. Following the flight attendant's instructions, I turned off my phone and gazed blankly at the snowy landscape outside. The flight attendant smiled at me and gave me a card. "Pleased to meet you here in the sky. On behalf of the airline, happy birthday." Maybe because I seemed down, he returned after a while. With a warm smile, he handed over a cake topped with strawberries. Birthdays should be happy. Suddenly, my eyes welled up. When Amy came home, I was reviewing schedules. The artist's next gig was in Paris. I didn't need to go. But this time, I volunteered. Leaving tomorrow. Amy handed me a beautifully wrapped box. A gift for me. The packaging read Edbiad, a classic Norwegian brand. I looked up. "You went to Norway for work?" Amy hesitated, diverted her gaze, and didn't answer directly. "Work's busy lately." Funny. Since when did Frank become part of her work? I stayed silent, and Amy frowned. "Are you mad because I wasn't with you for your birthday?" Unusually patient, she sat next to me, taking out cufflinks from a jewelry box. "Here's a makeup gift. Isn't it the style you like?" I couldn't help the sarcasm. "The sapphire ones I like are on Frank's cuffs now, right?" Frank even posted about it, saying, "Blue suits my vibe perfectly." Amy was stunned, glanced at the obsidian cufflinks in her hand, unable to hide her awkwardness. "Why does it matter to you? They're just the same brand, different styles. I didn't tell you to avoid overthinking. I've said countless times, Frank and I are history. Stop overreacting, will you?" I ignored the cufflinks, shut my laptop, and left the couch. A past male friend, cozied up under the Northern Lights, giving away a beloved accessory? I wouldn't even write that in a script. "Johnny," she yelled out of frustration. I simply closed the door, shutting her out, and packed for my trip. Hours passed. She knocked softly, her tone gentler. "Johnny, open the door. Calm down. I'll keep my distance from Frank. Okay?" Heard it too many times. Yet her drama with Frank intensified each time. Empty promises, meaningless. When I didn't open up, Amy used a spare key. Saw my packed suitcase. Her face turned dark. "What's this? Running away?" She grabbed my wrist. "Johnny, I know you're upset, but I only lied to avoid a scene. I didn't cheat. I stayed calm. You're overthinking. I'm not running away." "Then what is this?" She dumped out my suitcase, found the artist's schedule inside. "A female artist? Are you doing this on purpose to upset me?" She sighed, suddenly hugged me. "Baby, don't be mad. Okay? I swear, you're the only one in my heart." I stayed silent. She took my silence for agreement, ran her fingers through my hair, cooed, "Baby, don't be mad. Once I'm done with this work, I'll take you to see the Northern Lights." Meeting Amy, I was just starting out. My artist had some fame, but got lured into a meeting room by a business mogul. I had to step in. A woman named Jessie deliberately spiked our drinks. With a greasy grin, she handed the cups to me and my artist. I was too young to be smooth. Too angry, I bottled her. Brawny guards surrounded me. That's when Amy laughed from the shadows. She stepped out. "Jessie, no need to be so uptight. Just this once?" With that one line, Jessie backed down, and I was hooked. When Amy pursued me, she said, "I like your rebellious side, as long as you're tame only for me." And I did. When people said she still loved her first love, I ignored the jealousy, trusting her, only to be repaid with Frank's repeated returns and her lies. I was tired. Our fiery young love turned lifeless. Late at night, the rain poured down. Her phone abruptly rang. Amy pulled her arm from under my pillow, answered. "Hello?" The sound of crying filled the otherwise quiet bedroom. "Amy, I've had too much to drink and my stomach hurts. I'm scared." Amy snapped into action, sitting up quickly and instinctively starting to get dressed. "Don't worry, I'll come to you right now." She ended the call. Then she realized I was there. She looked at me guiltily. "Johnny, Frank's not feeling well. He drank too much." Kept my cool. "So? You wait here, I'll be back soon." I stayed silent. A married woman rushing out into a stormy night to comfort another guy. Doesn't she see the irony? "Go ahead," I said, turning my eyes away. Amy finished getting dressed but hesitated at the door. "Johnny, are you mad? Would you stay if I was?" She paused, confused. A flash of lightning lit up the room. Her phone buzzed again with Frank's sobbing voice. "Amy, help me, I feel terrible." Her expression changed, and she hurried out, promising to be back soon. Left alone in the large room, my breathing felt even louder. It was 2:30 a.m. I finished packing my suitcase. By 4 a.m., I had taken a taxi to the airport. The rain was pouring. The driver, a helpful guy, rushed out to help with my luggage. "Traveling alone? No one from home to see you off?" he asked, concerned. I glanced at my silent phone, locked it, and said, "Let's go." By the time we reached the airport, the sky was getting light. The driver helped with my bags, commenting on how strong I seemed. Inside the airport, I spotted Bella, the young artist I managed. She came running over to help with my stuff, her sunglasses askew. "Johnny, you're bringing all this alone? Where's your wife?" she asked. I was busy with security checks and replied, "Who says you can't live without a woman in your life?" Bella murmured, "TSK," as she followed me. The airport speakers announced boarding for the flight to Paris. Just then, my phone rang. It was 7:40 a.m., over 5 hours since Amy left. I was trying to check in my bags. The call rang through 3 times before I could answer. Amy was mad. "Johnny, where are you? Why didn't you answer your phone?" I hadn't even spoken yet when the boarding announcement played again. Amy's tone shifted. "Are you really at the airport? Going with that artist, for real?" I chuckled. "Work's been hectic. I didn't tell you, 'cause I didn't want to stir things up. This is just business, Amy." She stammered, then got furious. "We're not the same. I'm a woman, you're a man. Going on a trip alone with a woman. Consider my feelings." I could almost hear her grinding her teeth. Then someone near her started crying. "Johnny chose me over AM." Unable to finish, Frank's voice cracked. Amy was probably fuming. "Stay put, don't go anywhere. I'm picking you up right now." Bella handed me a coffee, her voice soft. "Johnny, for you." Amy yelled through the phone, "You're doing this to get back at me? You better not go. I'm on my way." "I'll think about it next time," I said calmly, hanging up. Due to bad weather, our flight was delayed. Bella and I waited at the gate. From behind us, a woman's voice called frantically, "Johnny, where are you?" Bella glanced at me. I stayed composed. The announcement for my flight started. I stood up, tuning out the chaos. "Let's go." We boarded the plane. Upon landing, the weather had changed again. Strong winds stung my face. My phone came back to life with a flood of missed calls. All from Amy. I ignored them. At baggage claim, a staff member greeted us warmly. "Johnny, handling things yourself this time?" Bella smiled. Johnny cares a lot about me. Her words were innocent, but combined with her smile, they painted a different picture. People from the film crew exchanged looks. My phone rang annoyingly again. I ignored it, but they kept calling. I answered. Amy's voice was tense. Where are you? Did you really leave? Are you with that artist? The wind howled, chilling me. I found it amusing. So you understand this logic, Amy, I said surprisingly. I said nothing more. She paused, then took a deep breath. Frank's different, we grew up together. He's like a brother to me. Husband, please listen. Come back. I'll book your flight. Work can be handled by others. She feared I'd refuse, so she added, remember, before we got married, you promised not to mix work with complications. True, I did say that. Back then, Amy was different, reserved, above reproach. Not even social events unless I was there. I replied in an indifferent way, Bella's different too. She's like a sister. Johnny. Amy lost it. Her voice cut through everything. I moved the phone away, noticing the crew's curious eyes on us. I hung up the call. The message beeped again. Johnny, this is your last chance. If I don't see you home today, don't ever come back. I turned to handle the crew coordination and replied to her when I got a chance. Okay. We were starting a new production. I was dealing with announcements for other artists and didn't have anything urgent at hand. Suddenly, Bella came running over, looking apologetic. Johnny, I'm not familiar with the environment, and I've had a few NGs today. Can you help me run through the script? I put down my phone, puzzled. Why not find your scene partner? Bella pointed behind her. He's in a scene right now. Okay. She's my artist, so it's no big deal. She handed me the script. As soon as I started looking through it, Bella quickly got into character. Tom. Her eyes were serious and focused. I've been admiring you from afar. Now I'm on the same level. Can you please look at me? My heart dropped for a second. I glanced down at the script. Bella's scene partner, the male role, was named Tom. The next line was supposed to be, sure, I'm willing. But this wasn't Bella's scene for today at all. I frowned and stepped back. Bella grabbed my sleeve. It's your line. I snapped back. Find someone else. I'm not going to do this. Then, I turned and walked away. Behind me, Bella's voice came through softly. Didn't you graduate with a degree in acting? I paused but then quickened my pace. I was there to keep track of the production, mainly for emotional buffer. I'm not Amy. I can't handle any non-single era flirting. That's the line. The next day, somehow, a staff member posted that script reading online. It went viral. The angle didn't show my face clearly, but Bella's expressive eyes were captured perfectly. Her popularity was rising in the country. The comments were almost entirely dominated by fans saying, just marry her on the spot. Get it? I contacted the team immediately. We issued a statement saying the man in the video was the male lead from the new drama. After a moment's thought, I added, reach out to the other side and try to push a screen couple angle. My phone buzzed nonstop. Amy's calling. I declined. She kept trying, switching to video calls, making it hard for me to communicate with my team. Forced, I answered. Her enraged voice exploded. Johnny, is that you in the video? Are you serious? Frank's voice chimed in at the right moment. Johnny, if you cheated during marriage, this is too much. I let out a long breath and smiled slightly. Amy, you and Frank are a perfect match. Double standard and all. Amy burst in anger, yelling over the phone. I moved the receiver away a bit. Don't get worked up. Once I'm done here, I'll send you the divorce papers. International calls are expensive, so I hung up. Even after hanging up, she wouldn't stop, bombing me with calls. I blocked her on everything. She was right. Asking too many questions ruins the mood. That night, Bella finished her scenes and knocked on my door. She looked at me, her expression complicated. Johnny, why use this for hype? I stepped aside to let her in, pointing again at the laptop. Her new drama was gaining exposure at an incredible rate. I replied calmly, I'm a businessman. Bella pressed her lips. Footsteps and high heels suddenly echoed in the hallway. Not wanting to seem suspicious, the door was left open. A figure rushed in. The next second, A slap landed hard on my face. Bella gasped in shock. I turned my head, still processing before Amy lunged at Bella, pointing and screaming, "You little slut! Can't you learn anything else besides seducing other people's husbands?" As she raised her hand to strike, I snapped back and grabbed her wrist, shielding Bella. Fury surged in me. "Amy, what are you going crazy about?" Amy was livid, accusing me of protecting Bella. "Do you even know who you are, Johnny? You're my husband." I glanced back at Bella, her face pale and eyes red. This situation would affect her for days, not to mention the costly production in Paris. A few days would burn a 7-figure amount. I let out a bitter laugh. Amy really had the nerve. Cheating back home wasn't enough. She had to chase me to Paris to start a fight. She looked around, her eyes turning red. "Did you sleep with her?" 500 grand. I extended my hand. "Please send it to my company account. This personal act of yours, I refuse to share the compensation if we divorce." Amy clenched her fists tightly. "You're divorcing me for her?" Before I could reply, she grabbed my arm again, bloodshot eyes, insisting, "Did you sleep with her, Johnny?" A sharp sound cracked. I slapped her, turning her face sideways. She looked at me, bewildered. Words escaped through gritted teeth. "Only someone like you would seek thrill outside marriage." She flinched, her gaze flickered, and her tense body suddenly relaxed. "You still care about Frank, don't you? It's not what you think, but this time it's your revenge, right? How about I keep my distance from him?" She had promised similar things countless times before. Disappointment had turned into hopelessness long ago. I looked at her calmly. "Amy, 500 grand. Pay up." I actually got the compensation put into my company account from Amy. Bella had to admit it this time. "I am, indeed, just a businessman focused on profits. Nothing wrong with that. Depending on women is risky. Money isn't. If you don't actively spend it, it never just disappears." Amy's trip to Paris was well-timed. I hired an appraisal agency back home to evaluate the marital assets of two people. After the estimate, I printed the agreement and sent it over to her. Amy couldn't handle it at all. "Johnny, do you really have to be so serious about this? I admit I messed up with Frank. But didn't you do the same with Bella? Husband, let's just drop it. Okay?" I finally spoke up. "You're talking about that acting video, right?" Amy stayed silent, but her expression said it all. I paused for a moment. Then I pulled up the trending video from a few days ago and handed it to her. "I'm going to get a divorce. But the one at fault isn't me." In the video, a woman was holding onto a man's waist, both wrapped in each other's arms under the aurora. Time was displayed clearly. It hadn't even been a week since. All the comments were congratulating them. I spoke first. "With so much support from your fans, it'll be tough if you two don't get married." "Huh?" Amy's face stiffened, and after a long pause, she awkwardly said, "Husband, it's not what you think. That day was just because Frank was in a bad mood." She trailed off and got stuck. I waited amused for her to continue. Seeing she wasn't going on, I filled in, "Frank was in a bad mood. So you ditched your hubby to take him for a spin to a place your hubby was looking forward to?" Amy's face turned pale instantly. "That's not it." I just looked at her silently, curious about what kind of lie she would come up with. After her face went through a parade of colors, she seemed to give up. "Johnny, let's go together this time, just us. I'll make up for the aurora, we can start fresh. You might not believe it now, but Johnny, I swear, my heart has never changed. There's only ever been you. Please give me a chance to make it up to you." Her eyes started to well up, her lips trembling. I asked her just one thing, though. "Amy, could you accept me doing this with another woman?" She froze, looking at me, pleading in her eyes. I was calmer than I thought I'd be. I paused the video at one spot and handed it to her. "But thanks to you and Frank, I'm trending too." The moment froze on the video. In front, the lovers were tightly embracing. In the back appeared my panic-stricken face. The comments paused there too, with people asking, "Is the man in the back crying?" Amy jumped up in shock. "Why were you there too?" she asked, unbelieving, her lips trembling with words that wouldn't come out. I chuckled lightly. So save the small talk. Just sign the papers. I'll clear the way for your boy toy. Amy ripped up the agreement, refusing to sign no matter what. But it didn't matter. If she won't sign, we'll just pursue it legally when we're back home. A bit more hassle, but with Frank in the picture, it shouldn't be hard to prove Amy's infidelity during marriage. After tearing up the agreement, she disappeared the next day. I didn't try to find her. Bella was back on track and ready for the camera, so I coordinated for someone else to take over Paris matters. When I got back, I didn't return to the home I shared with Amy. Instead, I moved into my pre-marriage bachelor pad. After settling in, I checked Frank's social media. He was holding a pair of obsidian cufflinks, smiling brightly. His caption read, "If she wants it, then I do too." I commented, "Hey bro, you forgot to crop out the timestamp on the bottom right of your photo. What a shame." Frank's post mentioned just me and yet had this slip up. The timestamp showed it was before I headed to Paris. Guess he's lacking Amy's attention lately. Desperate. Seconds later, my phone buzzed with a notification. "Johnny, what a coincidence. Heard you love this cufflink brand too. Turns out we have the same taste." Huh? Except I got them first. He was clever with his words, implying more than cufflinks, mainly aiming for Amy. If I took it seriously, I'd end up making a fuss. But this time he made me laugh. I replied, "Bro, don't aim too low. Shit is only appetizing to dogs." His chat showed he was typing for a long time but nothing came through. Eventually, he sent me a picture. This time, it was Amy in a robe lying on a bed. Frank's voice message followed, laced with laughter. "Johnny, gotta hand it to you for being so focused on work. With Amy alone here, when she drinks too much, I'm the one to take care of her." I didn't respond anymore. I saved the photo along with Frank's contacts in a screen recording, then went to sleep off the jet lag. I sent another signed agreement to Amy. I removed her from my block list. Just sign it already. No need for the act of love in front of me. Amy replied instantly. "Johnny, where are you? You're back, aren't you? Why aren't you home? I'll break it off with Frank, promise. Please don't divorce. I'll take you to see the aurora. I did my homework this time. Not just Norway, we can go to Iceland and Finland too. We can visit them all." I dashed her fantasy. My birthday's long gone. Amy went silent. She remembered what I had said. Seeing the aurora was something I wanted to do before turning 30. But I was already 31. I had done all those things alone, which I felt should have been done by 30. She, on the other hand, was doing them with another man. After what felt like ages, my phone rang again. "Johnny, I don't want a divorce." I asked, "Is it the asset division you're unhappy with? I hired a firm to do that. If you have concerns, get another evaluation. As for the company shares, I'm willing to transfer priority to you based on market value." Amy sent a voice message, her tone shaky. "Johnny, you know that's not what I meant. Why say things to hurt me like this? I don't want a divorce because I love you. You're the only one in my heart. Can't you understand that?" I couldn't listen anymore. Forward the clip of Frank's provocative speech to her. "Amy, wouldn't it be better to make your first love official sooner? Do I really need to tear away the last bit of decency?" Long silence on the phone. "This is my final ultimatum. If you still refuse to sign, I'll proceed with legal action. If legal fees end up freezing our funds, I'm afraid you'll have to shoulder some responsibility." Thankfully, in this circle, I've reached this point without relying on Amy's resources. If it comes to burning bridges, I'm not afraid of her using her influence against me. When she didn't respond, I asked my lawyer to draft a lawsuit. On my way home, I noticed someone standing outside my apartment from a distance. As I got closer, I saw several cigarette butts at Amy's feet. I wasn't particularly surprised she found me. I waved the freshly prepared lawsuit papers. "If you're willing to talk, that's ideal. Legal battles are time-consuming, exhausting, and inconvenient." Amy looked conflicted and helpless. "Johnny, can we talk about something else? That photo Frank sent you, I was very drunk. Nothing happened between us, I swear." She looked at me pleadingly. "Can you give me another chance? I'll end things with Frank for good. Let's go back to how we were." okay? I cut her off. No. If that's all you came to say, you can leave. There's nothing to discuss. Amy looked hurt. Are you really this heartless? Can't you see I'm trying to save our marriage? I've been working hard for it. Let's reconcile, let go of everything, and return to the family. We could even have another child. We'd both be great parents. I snorted. A child? Amy, there's already one. Her eyes lit up with hope. Honey, you've reconsidered. Right in front of her, I opened the folder and flipped to the evidence section of the lawsuit. The last page of the attachments was freshly acquired by a private investigator, the birth certificate of a boy named Ken. I thrust the evidence toward her, smirking. You're about to be a mom. Haven't seen Frank around recently, right? He's probably hiding, ready to bring out the kid and pressure me to step aside. From the private investigator, I learned about Frank's habits. He might not even be that into Amy, but he gets a thrill from taking what's dear to others. The better his opponent, the more excited he gets. It's as if he needs to prove he's the best. Amy seized the documents like a mad woman, meticulously verifying them. When her eyes landed on the birth date and Frank's name listed as the father, her face turned ghostly pale. Counting back the dates, it's clear they were involved long before. She looked at me in disbelief, trembling lips, full of despair. Honey, unable to bear it any longer, I slapped her and reclaimed my lawsuit papers in one swift motion. How many times have I said, don't fake the love drama here. I might not be disgusted by it, but I'm definitely nauseated. If you won't sign, we'll go through the proceedings. Don't think you can gross me out for the rest of my life. Amy clutched her head, crouching down in agony. The next day, Amy informed me she agreed to the divorce by mutual consent. No need for judicial procedures. The outcome wasn't surprising. I had solid evidence of her infidelity. Even if she disagreed, the divorce was inevitable. Through the courts, she could face more financial losses or even damage the company's reputation. She was always smart. The divorce agreement was almost the same as my draft. Only change, Amy gave me an extra 10% of her assets. I swiftly signed my name on the documents. We arranged to finalize it at the registrar's office. She showed up with dark circles, like she hadn't slept for days, though only a night had passed. Did Amy not find her situation a tad overdramatic? She looked at me with longing, her voice raspy. Honey, I'm sorry. I waved her off. See you in 30 days for the divorce certificate. Her lips parted slightly, but she stayed silent. 30 days later, I showed up as expected. She looked worn out and scanned me a few times, her expression complex. Johnny, you've changed. I smirked. Indeed. Being away from you, not worrying about the usual crap. It's definitely a mood booster. She stayed silent for a while. With my urging, we completed the paperwork. Upon receiving the divorce certificate, she watched me, noting my light steps. Johnny, could I pursue you again? Please spare me. I backed away a few steps. Who in their right mind would hop back into a pile of crap again after climbing out once? Didn't get enough the first time? She looked at me, disappointed. Turning to leave, Amy, see you around. The next time I saw Frank, he was pretending to be a staff member of some variety show. I was sitting in a cafe, eyes fixed on him. When he saw me staring, he raised an eyebrow, a hint of pride on his face. Amy's chosen me. I nodded, congrats. He was taken aback. Why aren't you angry? Why should I be angry? I laughed. We divorced a while ago. You didn't know? His expression froze. I get it. Can't reach Amy? Need me to help contact her? Frank glared at me, unwilling to accept. With your fake kindness? You're the one she dumped. I looked at him, feigning innocence. I'm the one who filed for divorce. You didn't know? Stirring my coffee, I asked casually, I told you when we divorced I'd make space for you. What's wrong? Amy won't take responsibility. Frank screamed. Bullshit. Enraged, he threw his water cup at me. I dodged and threw my own coffee right back in his face. Frank shrieked. He tried to attack, but cafe staff arrived just in time to hold him back. I calmly pulled out a napkin, wiping the coffee splatter off my clothes. Oh, there's something I should kindly remind you. Amy, when she's drunk, usually isn't interested in guys. I chuckled. Can't imagine how your kid will think about his mom when he gets older. Frank was fuming, yelling that he was gonna pounce on me. I paid for my own coffee at the shop. Then I turned around and walked out. Honestly, wasting so much time on Frank? Not worth it. With that time, who knows how much I could have made. Bella's new show was released. It shot her popularity to a whole new level. This time, I made quite a bit of money. Added up, my assets make me pretty wealthy now. Just signed 2 new talents. They show promise. I'm planning to personally guide these newbies. Funny thing happened. The newbie, fresh out of college, clueless, got tricked by a shady female director into going to one of those sketchy clubs. Not only did I go to rescue them, I brought along a newly hired bodyguard. After getting them out, I laughed it off, told everyone this rookie didn't know better and apologized to the big shots. Promised to make it up to them another time. We backed out of the private room. Down the hall, I heard a man shouting hopelessly. Why won't you answer my calls? Amy? Are you avoiding me? You forget you said you'd always consider me most important? Now it's not just me, but our kid. But where are you? Who are these loser guys with you? Get them to leave. Then a woman snapped back. No, it's you who should leave. The guy wouldn't give up, sobbing loudly. The woman barked. Leave. Next thing, there's a man's cry of pain. Immediately, a waiter gasped. Quick, call 911. A guy's been pushed, hit his head. A bunch of staff rushed over. It became chaotic. The newbie grabbed my arm. Something's happening there. I turned, walking the other way. Not our business. Let's go. The 2 young talents followed my lead. We pushed open the main doors. Outside, the neon lights were blinding. I shielded my eyes for a second, squinting to adjust. All along the street, lights were flashing. I pointed towards the brightest spot in the distance. Told the newbies the path to success doesn't need you doing things you're not comfortable with. Even if you walk it slowly, you'll get to where you want. The young talents nodded in agreement, bowed gratefully. Thanks for today. I appreciate people who get it. I grinned. Come on, I'll treat you to dinner. Calm your nerves. We got in the car. An ambulance sped past us, heading towards the club. My car sped up too, brushing past it. The urgent siren faded into the distance as I drove away.